Hi everyone! It's time to do the handstand. So in today's class, we are going to break down the handstand. Okay. Now, if you're looking at learning more about this, make sure to check out in my channel. I have a 4-session progressive class leading up to the handstand. So what you'll see in those classes is for each section or for each session, it will break down the efforts needed to effectively hold it in that shape. So for today, we are just going to put that all together and then get right to it. So have fun! So let's learn about the efforts of handstand in this perspective. So it's easier to sort of internalize and think about the efforts, what you need to do when we're not yet upside down. So essentially, when you get into a handstand, is like in this shape, but you're upside down. So of course, when we do it this way, it's easier to imagine. Okay. So when we're upside down, there will be a lot of effort happening at the same time. Okay. So oftentimes, people will think it's a lot on the core. It really is. The core is one part of the equation, but it's essentially all of the efforts from the hands running towards your feet. Okay. So when we kick up later, so you want to push away from the floor, okay? But since I'm in this orientation, I'm trying to reach for the ceiling, okay? So you want to find that length, okay? And then use the power of the shoulders to keep you lifted, okay? And then normally what happens is, we see some people stick their belly out or stick the butt back. So what you want, this is where drawing in your zipper will help. So notice that movement in my hips, okay? When you draw that zipper in, core will be engaged, okay? And then sometimes there will be the flailing of the leg when you're upside down, especially if it's the first time, okay? So what you want, you're imagining that you're trying to hug the thighs together, okay? So that you keep this nice long line. And then another tip is, we're not trying to be stiff when we're upside down, so be comfortable that there will be movement, okay? And then what will keep you steady is engaging all of the efforts at the same time. And then usually that's where the mental part of the practice kicks in. Okay? So if this is your very first time trying this, I suggest to do it against the wall, okay, and this is what we're going to do. Okay, so we'll start in a tabletop position. Okay, so come down to all fours, okay, and then already start to set up your hands. Okay, so bring your hands shoulder width apart. Start to spread your fingers wide. Okay, and then you'll come up to downward facing dog. And then maybe pedal out the feet first. Shake the hips side to side. Especially if you have not done any warm-up, okay? So just getting a bit of movement, okay? So when you start to shift forward, okay, so already stacking the shoulders on top of the wrists, okay? So you're maybe like a third of the way there, okay? And then you'll start to step one foot forward, okay, with your kicking leg, okay? And then you'll start to lift the other leg up, okay? So part of the equation getting into the handstand, for most, you'll use momentum to kick up, okay? So you oftentimes, there'll be momentum to kick up, okay? But what you would also want is for your lifted leg to reach up towards the ceiling as your bottom leg kicks up, okay? So let me just do that on the other leg, okay? So to get up again, okay? So it's effort of the lifted leg. So in this case, my foot that's wiggling is to lift, reach for the ceiling as my bottom leg kicks up. Okay. So you can give that a couple of hops, okay? And then when you're ready, okay, let's give this a try. You'll come up a few times.
And then once we're up, so that's why the wall is there. Okay? So the effort of pressing away from the floor, find the zipper, and then find the traction at the legs to hold you up. Okay, and then breathe here. Nice. And then maybe for some, you'll play around with balancing. See how that feels. And then we'll slowly come down. Okay, and then when you come down, take your time. Maybe bring the head down to child's pose if you need that. And then take your time as you sit up. Okay, and then know that it might be a lot on the hands, so you can give your wrists a break. Okay. So notice one, it is a bit challenging to talk at the same time. Right? So notice that my breathing might be a little bit faster. Okay. So since there are a lot of things happening at the same time, maybe try to work on each effort first before getting up. Okay? So oftentimes people will think that it's hard to jump, but then if you practice hopping one leg at a time, you'll see that you have a preferred leg or your dominant leg. And then play around with that. If you're stronger on your left leg with the right leg kicking up, maybe play around with that. Okay. Give it a few tries and then switch sides just to balance it out. This time I'm kicking with my right leg as I lift my left leg up. And then see how that feels. And then know that that's already a lot of work. Give yourself a break and then try to come back at it again. So again, setting up in a tabletop, and then when you're ready, push back to downward facing dog. And remember to connect with your breath. As you shift forward to plank, hold steady here. Step one foot forward as you lift the other leg up. And then when you're ready to come up or hop up, and then keep pushing away from the floor. Hold here, hold that zipper, and then keep reaching your legs up towards the sky or the ceiling as you hold traction at the legs. Breathing here. One more breath. And then when you're ready to come down, making your way down, and then maybe taking your time as you lower down the child's pose. And then slowly coming up. Namaste.
So I hope you had fun with the handstand. I personally like doing inversions because there is also a certain strength building component to it because we are carrying our own body weight. So I would like to thank you for watching. This is Ever Yoga by Jo and Daya, sharing everyday yoga for everybody.